Hi everyone and welcome to another build tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to build a large underground survival bunker in Minecraft. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I wanted to build something big for you all that will look amazing in your Minecraft world, so I've been working very hard to make this video, which you can probably tell by how long it is. The survival bunker includes a bedroom, a crafting and smelting room, lots of room for storage, an enchanting room with a nether portal, and a large farm room at the back with a mine entrance in there too. I really hope that you enjoy this video. As always, remember to leave any feedback or requests that you have in the comment section below, and if you enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We're going to start by building the entrance to the bunker. To do this, place 3 stone with a stair on top. After this, place an upside down stair with a slab on top and then make 2 blocks coming up using slabs, as shown. After this, make another block using slabs half a block down, then repeat all of the steps that we did on the other side to create an arch. And this is what you should have so far. Now, 1 block in and in front of the stone arch, place 3 stone bricks with a stair on top. Add an upside down stair in front of this with a slab on top and then create a block half a block up using slabs. Then repeat these steps coming back down to the other side to create a smaller arch in front of the larger stone arch that we made at the start. After this, add a block with a stair on top in front of the arches, matching the materials to the arch that you place in the block in front of. And here's what the 2 arches should now look like. Head in between the arches and replace the ground in between the stone bricks that we just placed with stone. Then start to remove the ground in front of this to create some stairs. After this, remove a few layers of the ground in front going up to the top of the stone arch. Make sure to also remove any ground at the sides in line with the stone brick arch. Then repeat this again for a couple more layers until you've got a bit of space to work in. You'll need to remove the 3 layers behind the stone arch. Now go to the back of the stone arch and place 2 polished andesite slabs coming out of the bottom half of the top block. If you touch the ground with these like I do, then remove another layer. Once you've done this, add an upside down polished andesite stair behind the 2 slabs that we just placed. This stair should touch the ground behind and marks the top part of the staircase. After this, add 3 upside down stone brick stairs along the side of the andesite, facing inwards and joining up to the stone arch. Do this on both sides, as shown. Now that we've marked out where the roof of the staircase will end, we can start to dig out the rest of it. To do this, carry on digging down 1 set of blocks at a time to create a staircase. You'll also do this on the ceiling, coming down by a block each time after the andesite stair that we placed earlier. We also want the walls to be set back slightly from the staircase. As you can see, the walls at the sides are in line with the stone arch that we made at the start. Then there's a bit in front of this that's 1 block higher than the staircase, which is in line with the stone brick arch. For my base, I've dug down a total of 10 steps. This is to make sure that I had enough room to build underground without coming up to the surface. You can make your staircase longer or shorter than this if you'd prefer. For the actual stairs, I'm placing stone stairs on the sides with polished andesite stairs in the middle. If you've built everything correctly, the staircase should be 3 blocks across with a block on either side and then the main walls. Here's what it should look like from the player's point of view. Now head up to the top and we'll do the ceiling. Place upside down polished andesite stairs with stone brick stairs on either side, coming down by a block each time after the stair that we've already placed up there. If you've done 10 stairs going down, you'll only need to place 6 sets of stairs on the ceiling, as we made the flat part at the top earlier and we'll have a large entrance leading into the bunker below. Now, next to each of the stone brick stairs that we've just placed on the ceiling, add a stone brick block, mimicking what we have below. Stop when you reach the top and remove any blocks that aren't stone from the main walls at the sides. So this would be any dirt, granite, diorite or any other blocks that weren't stone. We'll then replace these blocks with stone in the first 2 layers. Then fill in any gaps at the top with stone, including the space behind the stone brick stairs at the top of the ceiling. In the gap that we now have in the 3rd layer of the wall, fill this with a column of stripped dark oak logs going all the way to the top. This is the pattern we'll repeat going all the way down the staircase. So we'll have 2 layers of stone followed by a column of stripped dark oak logs. Here's what it should be looking like so far. Repeat this until you get to the bottom of the staircase. As I've done 10 steps, the final stripped dark oak column will line up nicely with the final stair. Here's what the walls look like with one side complete. Now we're going to replace the extra blocks that we have next to each of the steps with a stone brick block with a stone slab on top, as shown. Do this for all of the steps leading up to the top. Having this extra block on either side adds more detail and also makes the staircase feel a bit more spacious compared to having the tall walls right next to the stairs. Now repeat all of this on the other side. So we want 2 layers of stone and then a column of stripped dark oak logs on the 3rd layer. I've chosen to do this pattern to keep it simple leading into the bunker, as the interior will be quite detailed. This pattern also saves on resources a bit, as we'll be making use of the stone that's already in the walls. Once you've finished off the wall design, add some lighting by hanging lanterns from the stone brick blocks directly in front of each of the stripped dark oak columns. At the top column, add a stone brick slab on either side with a block in the middle and hang a lantern from that. Do this on both sides to make sure that the staircase is well lit. Now, once that's done, go back to the staircase and replace those blocks at the sides with a stone brick block with a stone slab on top, just like we did on the opposite side. The staircase is almost finished now, but it still looks a bit plain. To add a bit more detail, we can add some polished andesite blocks behind the stone slabs that we've placed down the sides of the stairs. Do this on both sides. This step is optional of course, and if you want you could even use another material here instead of polished andesite, it's up to you. I'm now going to add a second strip of polished andesite above this, starting 1 block above the top one and coming down diagonally. Do this in each of the stone sections between the stripped dark oak columns. As you can see here, I've made the gap between the bottom and top andesite 1 block larger in each section of stone to create this design. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other side, making sure that the andesite is in line with the ones that I've just placed on the opposite side of the wall. And here's what the staircase looks like now. Once you've done all of this, add 3 spruce fence gates to the space at the top of the stairs that we marked out with stone at the start of the video. This will stop any mobs from getting into the bunker. Then go back inside and add upside down stone brick stairs to the stone bricks at the sides on the ceiling that don't have lanterns on them. This will add some more structure to the ceiling here and that extra bit of detail. Once that's done, head down to the bottom and remove the stone in front of the dark oak column, leaving the top stone block that's below the stair. And that's all of the interior detail on the staircase completed. The last thing to do now is to add some dirt around it on the outside to make it all look a bit more natural. Now that the staircase leading into the bunker's complete, we can start work on the main hallway that will run through the centre of the base. To start on the hallway, head down to the bottom of the stairs and start removing the stone in front of it, up to the stone block below the stairs on the ceiling that we made sure to keep there earlier. This means that the section we'll be digging out in the middle will be 6 blocks tall at the moment. Now, to the side, we want to remove the stone in front of the stripped oak column and also the layer behind this, so it goes to the side by 2 blocks. Now, on the side wall, come in by 1 block and then remove 4 blocks going up on the 3 layers next to this. Then continue to remove the stone from the middle of the hallway, going up by 6 blocks here for now. After this, go back to the side wall and continue to remove the stone, but leave the column of stone that's next to the 3x4 block gap that we just made here. Make sure to light up the area, and this is what you should have so far. Now, on the ceiling, we're going to remove the blocks in an arch shape so it's higher in the middle and slopes down at the sides. The highest point of the ceiling should be 3 blocks across, in line with the ceiling from the staircase. Here's what you should have so far. Now head over to the other side and remove the stone in front of the dark oak column and the layer behind this. Then we need to come in by a block at the side and make a 3 block wide by 4 block high gap in the wall, with the ceiling creating an arch shape at the top. Now we have the overall shape of the hallway, we can continue to dig the rest of this out using the floor plan to help guide us. So we've already done the first 3 block wide gap in the wall. That means the next gap is 7 blocks wide by 4 blocks high, following the same shape that we've just dug out. Each of the gaps in the side walls share the same column that sticks out, so they should have 1 block in between them. Here's what we have so far. We now need to repeat this once more with another 3 block wide gap at the end of the hallway to get the area fully cleared out. The easiest way to correctly dig out the hallway is to do it bit by bit like this, so remove 1 layer at a time and count the gaps in the side walls that we're creating now. It would be very useful for you to have a beacon nearby with an Efficiency 5 pickaxe to help you with the digging part of this base, as it can be very time consuming. Here's what it looks like with the next part all dug out. Keep going to add the final 3 by 4 block section that we have left, and we can move on to decorating the hallway. At the end here, remove a 7 block wide gap on the final layer to mark out where the final room will go, then follow the shape from the rest of the ceiling here too. Here's what this part should look like. And here's what the whole hallway should look like now that it's all been dug out. Now we can start decorating it. Head over to the start by the staircase and add a 5 block high oak log column to the corner. Now do the same on the opposite side. And you should have something that looks like this. Now in front of the next stone column, add another oak log column and do the same on the other side. So you should now have 4 oak log columns, 1 on either side of each of the 3 by 4 block gaps in the walls. We're now going to fill the gap in with spruce planks. Then at the top, add a spruce stair on either side with another spruce plank in the middle. Now repeat all of this on the other side, so fill the gap in with spruce planks and then add spruce stairs on either side with a plank in the middle above this. Here's what the 2 sides should now look like. After this is done, go back to the staircase and add an extra stripped dark oak log at the bottom of the columns where the stone's been left. Then on the next layer of the ceiling, add a row of sideways facing oak logs on both sides as shown. Now for the 7 block wide gap, add a 4 block high column of stripped dark oak logs on the first block. Do this on the other side too. Here's what it should look like. Then add an extra stripped dark oak log to the top of the gap next to these columns and add a spruce slab next to them, creating an arch. After this, add an oak log column in front of the stone again and then continue the row of oak logs going along the ceiling. Once that's done, add a spruce plank on either side of the gap that's been left above the arch with upside down spruce stairs in between. And here's what the larger gap should now look like. Now we just need to repeat this on the opposite side. So add the 4 block high columns of stripped dark oak logs on both sides of the gap, then add the extra logs at the top on each side with the spruce slabs next to them. After this, add a spruce plank to the space above the dark oak columns and then place upside down spruce stairs between these. Add the oak log column in front of the stone between the 2 gaps and then continue the oak logs going across the ceiling. Now we need to repeat these designs in the remaining gaps along the side walls. All of the 3 block gaps will be filled in with spruce planks and each of the 7 block gaps will have the stripped dark oak arch. Because I've kept the designs for all the gaps the same throughout the hallway, this means that if you get stuck, you can look back on what you've already built and copy it. If you enjoy watching my tutorials and would like to see more content from me, then you should head over to my Instagram if you haven't already, where I post more frequently. I post short tutorials on there to help you add more decoration to your Minecraft worlds. If you're interested, then you can find the link to my Instagram in the description box below. Finish off the final gap and then we can move on to the other parts of the hallway. To add some lighting in here, hang a lantern from each of the spruce planks that we added at the top of the gaps. So in the smaller gaps this is in the middle, and in the larger gaps this is 1 on either side. This will keep it nice and light while we work on the next parts. Go to the front by the stairs and place a polished andesite stair 1 block in from that piece of stone that we left earlier. On the layer above this, place a polished andesite block, a slab, another block, and finally a stair on the layer below. And you should now have this arch shape. Now replace the blocks in the corners with polished andesite to tidy it up. Here's what it looks like from the inside. Now we're going to work on the rest of the ceiling. Go next to the polished andesite arch that we made and repeat the exact same thing but with stone bricks. So you'll place a stair, then a block, a slab, another block, and finally another stair. And you should end up with something that looks like this. This will be the design for the whole ceiling. It will be alternating arches of polished andesite and stone bricks. So as you can see, I'm placing andesite, then stone bricks, then andesite again, and following the same block placements from the arch next to this. This should be relatively easy for you to do, as it's just a repeating pattern going all the way across the ceiling. Here's what it should be starting to look like. I'm now going to carry on filling in the rest of the ceiling all the way along the hallway to the other end, following the exact same pattern that I've just shown you. If you don't want to use so much andesite, or you'd prefer to use different blocks entirely, then that's fine too. A good replacement for the andesite would be stone if you'd prefer to use that instead. If you're doing this in survival, it would be very useful to use scaffolding to get the ceiling done, as it's quite high up. Carry on all the way to the end of the hallway, and then we can start to add even more details to finish the ceiling off and bring it all together. Now head back to the start of the hallway, by the stairs, and place an upside down spruce stair in the space between the two oak logs. Above this, place another spruce stair and then add a slab in front of this with another slab on top. Then place a slab on its own and repeat these steps on the other side. So place 2 spruce stairs, then a block made using slabs to complete this arch. And here's what it should look like both from the stairs and from inside the hallway. We're now going to repeat this spruce arch every time we have an oak log column. So at the next column, place 2 spruce stairs, a block made using slabs, a slab on its own, and then repeat on the other side, just like the one we made on the columns by the stairs. Now on the ceiling, add an extra stone brick slab in the centre between the 2 arches, then add a chain with a lantern to add some more lighting. And this is the finishing detail that we'll add all the way along the ceiling of the hallway. So every time there's an oak log column, add the spruce arch going across the ceiling. You can copy what you've already built or follow the graphic on screen if you get stuck. If you're enjoying the build so far, then I'd really appreciate it if you left a like. It really helps me out. Now that we have a couple more arches in place, we're just going to go back and add the extra slab with the chain and lantern to the centre of them. For the larger gaps, this will be in line with the centre of the archway on the side walls. And for the smaller gaps, this will be in line with the lantern that we've placed on the walls already. Now add the last few arches and lanterns to the spaces that are left along the ceiling, and we can move on to decorating the floor of the hallway. Again, if you'd like to use different materials here, then feel free to. I've added all of these arches to give the build a bit more structure and to make it look like the supports that are holding the build together to make it a bit more realistic. Here's what the hallway should now be looking like so far with all of the arches and lanterns in place. We'll now start work on the floor. For the floor, I'm going to remove the blocks in the middle, starting 1 block in front of the stairs and 2 blocks away from each wall and column. So as you can see, it creates a nice shape going across the floor with the 2 block border of stone around the outside. I'm now going to repeat this on the other side so that the whole middle part of the floor has been removed in this pattern. I'll then show you an image of the floor once it has all been dug out to help you visualise it better. Carry this on all the way to the end until you're in line with the final smaller side wall spaces. And here's what it should be looking like. As you can see, the border is always 2 blocks thick, depending what's on the walls to the sides of it. That's why the area that we've dug out comes in and out like it does. Now we're just going to tidy up the border, replacing any other blocks like dirt or diorite with stone. After you've done all of that, we're going to place stone brick stairs all the way around the border of the inside of the hole that we've just dug as shown. Place the stone brick stairs facing inwards and following the shape of the outer stone border so that it looks like this. Now carry this on all the way down the hallway just like I'm doing. I've done the floor like this to give the whole hallway more shape and detail compared to leaving it as a flat floor. Once you see it completed, you'll see the huge difference that it's made. Using stairs around the border also gives it a nice smooth transition compared to just using slabs. Once that's done, we're going to fill in the remaining space with alternating polished andesite and stone slabs. This creates a nice checkerboard pattern similar to the flooring that I did in my other underground base video. Using stairs and slabs on the floor like this also means that no mobs will be able to spawn if the light level isn't high enough. This is because mobs can't spawn on stairs or slabs that are placed on the bottom half of the block, making the bunker safer. Fill in the rest of the floor until you have something that looks like this. You can now see the huge difference that adding this detail to the floor has made. Now we can add the interior decorations to the hallway. In the first two small spaces on the walls, make planters using grass blocks, spruce trapdoors and some sweet berry bushes. This is just to add some decoration and colour to the hallway, but feel free to replace these with something else if you'd prefer. Now head down the hallway to the next small gaps. Here we'll be making some crafting and smelting stations. On the left side, add some dark oak slabs on the top half of the block at the top and bottom to create two shelves. On the bottom shelf, add a crafting table with chests on either side. On the top shelf, add a flower pot with any flower in for some decoration. In the gap opposite this, create the two shelves again using dark oak slabs, making sure that they're placed on the top half of the block. On the bottom shelf here, place a furnace on either side with a chest in the middle, then add a flower pot on top again with any flower that you like in there. Adding these crafting stations gives some use to the hallway instead of just placing decorations there. Finally, in the last two spaces, add the same planters again that we made at the start using grass blocks, spruce trapdoors and sweet berry bushes. Do this on both sides to add some final colour and decoration, and that's the entire hallway completed. We're now going to start building the main rooms that I showed you at the very start of the video. The first room that we'll be building is the bedroom. This is the first room on the left as you come into the bunker. I've tried to make this room as functional as possible by including several beds and room for storage, while also making it look nice and cosy by building the fireplace at the side. So, at the first larger gap on the left hand side, we're going to start removing the stone. I've built all of the side rooms one block lower than the rest of the hallway, so you have to walk down into them for that added depth, so make sure you do this, starting with the floor in between the two dark oak columns. To start digging out this room, we need to dig to the side 2 blocks past the dark oak column, making the section of wall at the side 3 blocks across. We'll do this on both sides. The height of this room at the moment should be 6 blocks high. This is 1 block below and 1 block above the dark oak column for the floor and ceiling. Once you've dug out both sides and have some space, go to the side wall and come in by a block, then dig out a 5x5 block space in the wall, similar to what we did in the hallway. We're going to do this on both sides of the room. Once you've dug out your 5x5 block gap in the wall, leave a block to create a column and then repeat this again. So you'll have a stone column, a 5 block gap, another stone column, and then a second 5 block gap. After you've dug out the area, we're going to leave another stone column, then come in by a block on the back wall and dig out a 5x9 block area with the border of stone going around it as shown. Here's what the side walls should look like. Now that you've dug out the room and the walls, remove a layer of the ceiling but leave a 1 block wide border around the sides. Make sure this border goes all the way around the room. Once that's done, remove another layer, but this time have a 1 block wide border on the left and right hand sides with 1 block sticking out on each side at the front and back. The blocks in between on the front and back walls should be removed here as shown. Finally, remove the 3 central blocks going across the ceiling on the next layer. And here's what the ceiling should now look like. Now on the front wall, add another stripped dark oak log to the bottom of each column. Then make a step using stone brick stairs with the stairs on the left and right hand sides pointing outwards as shown. After this, remove the stone next to the dark oak column and replace with spruce planks. On this next bit, you can just add a stripped dark oak log in the centre block at the top of the arch. You don't have to have it going all the way across like I've done. Then replace the stone next to the dark oak column with spruce planks again, so you have something that looks like this. We'll now move on to the side walls. In front of the stone columns that we left, place a column of stripped dark oak logs, then join them together across the top with sideways facing logs. Then fill in the 5x5 area with spruce planks. After this, add a row of upside down spruce stairs at the top of these planks. Now repeat all of this on the opposite side, so add stripped dark oak logs in front of the stone columns and across the top, fill in the gap with spruce planks and add upside down spruce stairs across the top of them. The rest of the gaps will also be decorated in this way, so fill those in and then we can do the back wall and move on to the rest of the room. Make sure to use torches to light the area up as you go along. The back wall's going to be filled in the same as the others, it's just bigger, so fill in the gap with spruce planks, add the dark oak logs across the top and the upside down spruce stairs below this. On the front wall, add a row of stripped dark oak logs across the top and then add a couple of spruce stairs underneath. The side stairs should be facing outwards. Now, in each corner of the room, on the first layer of the ceiling, add a stone brick block. After this, add a lantern hanging from each one to provide the room with some light. Now we're going to start decorating the ceiling. Next to the stone brick, add a polished andesite stair, then a stone brick stair, and keep alternating them until you reach the other side. This is similar to what we did in the hallway. On the next layer, do the same but with blocks this time, making sure that the block type you place matches the stair below. Directly in front of these blocks, place upside down stairs of the same block type as the blocks that you're placing them on. It should look like this so far. Finally, in the 3 block gap at the top, place rows of blocks that match the block type in that row, so 3 blocks of polished andesite, then 3 stone bricks, and so on. And your ceiling should look like this. We'll now repeat this on the other side. So start with a row of alternating polished andesite and stone brick stairs. Then a row of alternating polished andesite and stone brick blocks, matching the stairs below. In front of the blocks, place upside down stairs of the same block type. And that's the main ceiling design completed. We'll now finish this off by doing the parts at the front and back. So, next to the stone brick block, place a polished andesite stair, then a stone brick stair, and so on. On the layer above this, you'll be placing blocks of the same type as the stairs below. Do this all the way across and that's the front of the ceiling completed. The back is exactly the same. So place a row of alternating stairs on the bottom layer and alternating blocks of the same block type as the stairs on the layer above. Once this is done, we can move on to the floor design, and after that we can begin decorating the bedroom. Like I said with the hallway, you can replace the andesite with stone in here too. Now head to the front of the room and remove the 3 blocks in front of the centre of the stairs and keep going until you reach the middle column. After the middle column, come out by a block on either side and then come out by a further block on either side for the next layer. After this, dig until you reach the back wall. Once you finish digging, this is what the floor should look like. Now add spruce planks going down the centre of the 3 block wide gap and completely fill in the larger gap with spruce planks too. This includes the blocks that are in front of the larger section here. Once that's done, place spruce stairs along the 2 gaps that we have left in the 3 block wide section. Place the stairs at the ends facing inwards so that they cover up the stone. Once you've placed all of the spruce, we're going to add sideways facing oak logs between the dark oak columns and replace the remaining ground with oak planks on both sides of the room. The spruce down the middle gives more detail to the floor, and I've placed it like this as this is the main space where you'll be walking to and from to use the bedroom. Add the oak logs between the columns and the oak planks to the rest of the floor and we can start decorating the bedroom. Here's what the finished floor should look like. Head over to the back of the room where the spruce is that we placed earlier and add 4 spruce stairs coming out of the wall. Then come in by a block and follow the shape of the spruce planks as shown. Now we're going to leave a gap and repeat this on the other side. So place spruce stairs following the shape of the planks and then come straight back to the wall with them like this. After you've placed the stairs, fill in the space between them all with spruce planks apart from the gap that we left at the front. Now that you've done that, place 2 block high columns of stripped dark oak logs on each side at the back on top of the planks. On top of the dark oak log, add a spruce slab, and next to this, create a block using slabs that comes half a block up. Then add an upside down spruce stair in the middle. After this, add 3 spruce planks in between the columns and place 3 beds in front of these. Add an upside down spruce stair on either side to look like a table. Behind the beds in the gap, use a temporary block to place 2 small paintings and then add a lantern for some lighting. After this, add a flower pot with any flower in it next to the beds and place an ender chest in the gap that we left at the front. To add a bit more colour, make some plants in the gap that's left on the back wall using a composter and some leaf blocks. Make sure to remove any leftover torches as you go along, as we won't need these anymore. Now, on the side wall next to the bed, make a shelf using dark oak slabs with a dark oak trapdoor in the middle and place some chests on either side with a barrel in between for storage. Repeat this on the other side, making sure that the dark oak slabs and the trapdoor are placed on the top half of the second block on the wall. And that's the bed area completed. We'll now finish off the rest of the bedroom decorations. On the centre block on the ceiling, place 2 spruce fences coming down. On the second spruce fence, add more fences coming out of this on each side. Then add another fence in each corner between these with an extra fence coming out of the middle one, as shown. Repeat this on all sides and you should have something that looks like this. Once you've placed the fences, add lanterns hanging from the ones that stick out on each side to create a chandelier. I've added this to make sure that the room is really well lit, as I don't want any mobs to spawn down here. Now, in the remaining wall section to the left, place 2 stone bricks, miss a block, then place another 2. Above these, in the middle, place more stone bricks going up to the ceiling, as shown. Add stone brick stairs on top of the sides, and then replace the wood in the middle with more stone bricks. After this, add a stone brick on each side and place a campfire in the middle. Add a stone brick slab in front of the campfire and then add upside down stone stairs above on each side with a stone slab in between. Use some spruce trapdoors to cover up the chimney at the top where it goes through the wood. Then decorate by adding an item frame with a clock in it and a flower pot on top of the stone stair with anything you like in there. Finally, add some red carpets in front to finish off the fireplace. You can then add some chests on either side to fill the gaps and add another plant by the column using a composter and some leaf blocks. In the remaining space, place 2 upside down spruce stairs with a crafting table in the middle. Along the side, place 3 open spruce trapdoors to create a thin wall. Add 3 more going across the top and then come back down to the other side. You can place trapdoors on top of each other by crouching. On top of the spruce stairs, add armour stands and hang a lantern from the trapdoors above. You can store your best sets of armour here. Finally, add another plant next to the column made using a composter and some leaf blocks, and that's the bedroom finished. The next room we'll be building is the crafting and smelting room. This room will be in the space directly opposite the bedroom and follows the same layout as it. So we're going to start off exactly the same as we did with the bedroom. Remove the stone in the archway and also the stone between them on the floor, as the rooms are all set down by 1 block. After this, dig to the side so that you come 2 blocks past the dark oak column. Then start to mark out the 5x5 areas in the side walls again, making sure that you come in by a block so that you have the stone columns separating them. If you get stuck, you can refer back to the floor plan to see how to dig the room out. Remember that we come 1 block below and 1 block above the dark oak columns at the front to make the room 6 blocks high at this point. Dig out the next 5x5 block areas and the back wall, and then we can move on to the ceiling. Remember that the back wall is also set in by a block with the stone columns on either side, just like the side walls. Here's a reminder of what the walls should look like at this point. I haven't included the middle column yet on the back wall, but I will be adding this soon. Now for the ceiling, remove the first layer, leaving a 1 block border around the whole room. Remove the second layer but leave a 1 block border on the side walls with a block sticking out at the front and back with no other blocks in the middle here. Then remove the 3 middle blocks on the next layer. And this is what the ceiling should look like. Now, at the front of the room, replace the stone in the middle of the arch with a stripped dark oak log and add an extra log at the bottom of the columns. Then add columns of stripped dark oak logs in front of the stone columns that we left and fill in the 5x5 area with spruce planks. Add a dark oak log across the top and place upside down spruce stairs beneath it. This is the same as how we filled in the walls in the bedroom. We'll follow this design for all of the rooms to make it easier for you to follow. Fill in the walls on the opposite side of the room exactly the same as what we've just done, and then we can move on to the back wall. Like I mentioned earlier, we need to add an extra column in the middle of the back wall, making the two sections 4 blocks wide. Add a dark oak column in front of this and more dark oak logs going across the top. Then fill in each of the gaps with spruce planks and add the upside down stairs below the dark oak log at the top. At the front wall, add the stripped dark oak logs going across the top and replace the remaining stone in the walls with spruce planks. Then add the 2 upside down stairs below the dark oak log on each side. Now for the ceiling, add a stone brick in each corner with a lantern hanging from it. After this, add the alternating polished andesite and stone brick stairs along the first layer of the ceiling on the side of the room. On the next layer, add alternating blocks of polished andesite and stone bricks, matching the block type of the stairs below, then add the same stairs in front of these. At the top, fill in the 3 block space with rows of 3 of the same block type that you've used below so that all of the stripes line up. Now repeat this on the other side. So on the first layer, do a row of alternating stairs, and on the second layer, do a row of alternating blocks with stairs in front of them. At the front of the room, do an alternating row of stairs on the bottom layer and add blocks of the same block type on the layer above these. This is exactly the same as the ceiling in the bedroom. All of the rooms will have the same ceiling. Now repeat this at the back of the room, so a layer of alternating stairs along the bottom with alternating blocks above. And that's the ceiling finished. We'll now work on the floor. To start, go to the front and add stone brick stairs between the 2 dark oak columns. After this, remove the ground between the dark oak columns in the corners of the room and replace it with sideways facing oak logs. Do this between all of the dark oak columns around the room. This creates a nice border around the floor and is a good way to add some extra detail. Now remove the next layer and remove an extra block in each corner so that another border has been removed. Then fill in the gap you've created with spruce planks, so you have an oak log border on the outsides and then a spruce border within this. Now remove all of the stone that's been left in the centre of the room. Add oak stairs facing outwards around the border of this gap that we've just made. Stairs are good to add details in the floor as they create a visual gap, but you can still walk over it normally. Finally, fill in the gap that's been left in the centre with oak planks to finish off the floor. And here's what the finished floor design should look like. Now, at the top of the middle dark oak column on each wall, add a spruce stair and hang a lantern from it for some extra lighting. Then remove any temporary torches that you placed, as we won't be needing these anymore. Once that's done, we can start decorating the room. At the wall section to the left, place an upside down dark oak stair facing inwards on the left and right and join them together to create a table. Above this, add a dark oak slab, then make a block using slabs, add another slab next to this, and then repeat. Hang a lantern from the middle and then add a crafting table and a cartography table to the table below with a chest in the middle. On the next wall section, we're going to repeat this design, so make a table using upside down dark oak stairs joined together with slabs and create the arch again using slabs, making sure that it's in line with the one next to it. Add the lantern and then place 2 furnaces on either side with a chest in between. And that's this wall done. We'll now move on to the back wall, which will be used for extra storage space. Just like the other wall, create the table at the bottom using dark oak stairs and slabs, but this time create a shelf above it instead of the arch. On the bottom, place 2 double chests next to each other, and on the top, place a barrel, then a double chest and another barrel. Then we're going to repeat this in the next wall section. So create the table at the bottom and the shelf above, then add the storage. The top chest is able to open on Java, but if you struggle to open it on Bedrock, then replace this with barrels or place the chest on top of the bottom one and remove the shelf. Now we're going to do the wall sections on the right. Exactly the same as the walls opposite, create the dark oak table at the bottom and the arch made using slabs above this. Add a lantern to the arch and then add an anvil, a smithing table and place a chest in between them. For the final wall section, we're doing the same again, so the dark oak table with the dark oak arch above. Add the lantern and then place some blast furnaces, some smokers and add a chest to the middle. And that's the main decorations done. If you want to add more workstations that I've missed out, like a stone cutter or a loom, then feel free to add these in the spaces that I've left. Now for the extra details. Go to the centre of the room and add a spruce plank, in line with the middle columns. Then add another plank to the left and right of this and surround them with upside down spruce stairs to create a table. This room is supposed to be like a workshop, which is why I've added a large table in here. Once you've built the table, place a lantern in the middle for some extra lighting and then start detailing it. I've added some spruce pressure plates and some flower pots to make it look like it's being used for crafting projects. After this, I've added some item frames with random objects in that you might expect to find in a workshop or being crafted there. This just fills the space and makes the room look a lot more interesting compared to leaving it empty. You could also add extra workstations to this table if you wanted. For some extra colour, I'm going to add a few more item frames around the room. I'm adding 3 at the back with tools and armour in, 1 on the left with an empty map in, and another one on the right with some more armour in. This is just for decoration, but can also be used to label the workstations. Finally, I'm going to add some plants to the corners at the front again using a composter and some leaf blocks, and that's the crafting and smelting room completed. The next room that we'll make is the storage room. I've tried to include as many chests in here as I could, but still included details like the arch to make it look nice. This room will be in the next gap on the right hand side of the hallway. So, just like the other rooms, we're going to dig down by a block between the columns and then dig out the exact same space as the others. So this is the 2 5x5 block spaces on the left and right and the larger 5x9 block space on the back wall. On the right hand wall, the 5x5 spaces will already be filled in with spruce as the 2 rooms share a wall here. The ceiling is also the same, so the 1 block border and then the 1 block border at the sides with the extra block at the front and back and the middle 3 blocks removed at the top. The side walls change a bit now when you fill them in. We now have a 4 block wide section, then 2 stripped dark oak columns, then a 5 block wide section. It's like this on both of the side walls. On the back wall, we've added the extra column in the middle, so there are 2 4 block wide sections here now. Finally, the wall at the front has remained the same as in all of the other rooms. Now for the ceiling, add the stone brick block in each corner with a lantern hanging from it. And then fill in the rest of it just like we've done in the other rooms. So a row of stairs, then a row of blocks with stairs in front, and finally rows of blocks at the top. For the floor, create the stone brick stair at the front. Then remove the 1 block border around the room going between the dark oak columns and replace with sideways facing oak logs. After this, go to the middle dark oak columns, count 2 blocks away and then place 2 more stripped dark oak columns that are 3 blocks high. Then repeat this on the other side, so count 2 blocks away and then place 2 3 block high columns so you have something that looks like this. Then remove the ground between the shorter columns and the wall and replace it with sideways facing oak logs on both sides of the room. Now for the rest of the floor, starting on the left at the front, remove 3 blocks, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 3 to get this shape. Then fill it in with oak planks and you should have something that looks like this. We're now going to repeat this on the other side. So remove the blocks in the same shape that we made on the other side and fill it in with oak planks. When you're done, it should look like this, so the left and right sides are the same with a diamond shape in the middle of the room. Now replace the 2 blocks in front of the shorter middle columns with oak planks. Then at the back of the room, starting by the shorter column, remove the ground going towards the wall, then go across and back again so that you're in line with the column like this. Then repeat this on the other side of the room. Once you've done that on both sides, fill it in with oak planks. And you should now have something that looks like this. Now remove all of the remaining ground and replace it with spruce planks. If you don't want to make this pattern on the floor, then feel free to skip this step and fill the floor in with all oak or spruce planks, it's up to you. Add a spruce stair with a lantern hanging from it at the top of the middle column on the back wall for extra lighting. Then finish off the rest of the floor and we can move on to the next parts of the room. If you have done the pattern on the floor, then this is what it should look like when it's completed. Now, to add more light into the room, we're going to add 2 chains with a lantern hanging from them on the centre block of the 3rd row in at the top of the ceiling. Do this on both sides of the room so that it's nice and light. After this, head over to the shorter columns and add a dark oak plank on top. Next to the dark oak plank, add dark oak slabs connecting them to the columns on the wall. Do this on both sides. After this, make a block using slabs that comes up by half a block on both sides. Then add a final block in the middle to complete the arch. Now in the first wall space on the left, remove the middle oak log and replace it with glowstone or another light block of choice. Then add an upside down dark oak stair on top. After this, add 3 sets of stacked double chests on the left and right of this. Add dark oak slabs across the top and then place an armour stand in the middle. Once you've done this, turn to the right and add some more stacked double chests in the gap between the shorter column and the wall. We're now going to repeat all of this on the opposite side. So add the glowstone in the middle with the upside down stair on top, add stacked double chests on either side with dark oak slabs across the top, then place an armour stand on top of the stair. After this, turn to the left and add the stacked double chests between the columns. And here's what the room should be looking like so far. Now go through the arch and into the back part of the room. Once you're there, turn around and add stacked double chests between the columns on this side too. Then continue to add stacked double chests in the other wall sections with dark oak slabs across the top. The slabs across the top are just for decoration. In Java, you're able to open chests with a slab on top like this, but if you struggle to do so in Bedrock, then you can remove the slabs here. Like I said earlier, I try to include as much storage space as possible in this build, but if it isn't enough for you, then feel free to make the room bigger or use the large room that we'll build at the end for your storage. It's up to you. Add the last few chests and then we can add the final decorations to the room. Here's what it looks like now that all of the chests are in place. Now, to make sure that no mobs can spawn, I'm going to add some lighting underneath trapdoors in the floor. To do this, I've dug down a couple of blocks and placed a block of glowstone, then covered it up with a spruce trapdoor, but feel free to use torches with carpets on top or something else if you'd prefer. I've added extra lighting at the front and back like this because the last thing you want is for a creeper to spawn and blow up your chests. Try to make the lines on the trapdoors facing the same way as the wood to make it look neater. It can be a bit confusing because of the black lines on there though. Here's what the room should now be looking like. To finish it off, add the plants in the front corners again using a composter and leaf blocks. And that's the whole storage room completed. Like I said, feel free to make this bigger if you need to. The next room we'll be building is the enchantment room with a nether portal and a brewing station. This room will be directly opposite the storage room and is the final side room that we have to build. So, just like the other 3 rooms, start removing the stone between the arch and come down by a block. Then dig out the rest of the room. The shape of this room is exactly the same as the bedroom, we won't be adding any extra columns. In here, the 5x5 block spaces will already be filled in on the left wall. The back wall will be 5x9 blocks across and the right wall will be the usual 5x5 block spaces. The ceiling will be the same as we've done it for all of the other rooms. Now we need to decorate all of the walls following the same style that we've done all the way through. The only difference is that we won't be filling in the first 5x5 block gap on the right hand side. This is because the nether portal will be going here. Add the stone bricks in each corner of the ceiling again with a lantern hanging from them. Then add a spruce stair with a lantern at the top of the middle columns on the left and right. After this, fill in the ceiling just like we've done in all of the other rooms. So a row of stairs, a row of blocks with stairs in front, and then blocks at the very top. Once all that's done, add the stone brick step at the front. Then, after that, remove the 3 middle blocks in front of the step and come all the way along the room until you're 1 block after the middle column. Once you get to this point, come out by 2 blocks on each side, then dig straight back to the wall. This is similar to the floor layout that we did in the bedroom. After you've dug this part out, here's what it should look like. Now add spruce planks down the middle of the 3-block section and also in the middle of the larger section, leaving a 1-block border at the sides. After this, add spruce stairs facing outwards in the 1-block gap that we've left on both sides. Turn the stairs to face sideways at the front and back to cover up the stone. The stairs give a nice accent to the floor again here, while still allowing you to walk across it normally. Once you've done the middle part, replace the stone between the dark oak columns at the sides with sideways facing oak logs. Then replace the stone in the rest of the floor with oak planks, and that's the floor design in this room finished. Here's what it should look like once you're done. Now for some lighting, add 2 chains and a lantern hanging from the middle block on the ceiling on the 3rd row in at the front. After this, turn to the gap that we left on the right hand side and we'll build the portal. Place obsidian going up by 5 blocks next to each of the dark oak columns. Then remove the 3 blocks at the top and bottom and replace with obsidian. You don't need to fill in the corners, but you can if you want. After this, add the row of stripped dark oak logs going across the top. Then replace the stone that you can see behind the portal with spruce planks. Once you've done that, add an extra dark oak log at the bottom on each side. Then add dark oak fences on top of these, going up the side of the portal, across the top and back down for decoration. Add dark oak fence gates between the logs to stop anything from coming out of the portal and then light it. Be very careful when you light the portal so that you don't set the room on fire. Now we're going to make the enchantment area. In the middle of the wall section on the far left, place a 3-block high column of stripped dark oak logs. Add a dark oak stair on top. You may have to break some of the wall to be able to do this. Then repeat this on the other side, so add a 3-block high column of stripped dark oak logs with a dark oak stair on top in the middle of the side wall section. After you've done the columns on both sides, it should look like this. Now on the back wall, do the same, but this time the columns will be placed 1 block away from the taller columns in the corners, where the spruce stair is. Do this on both sides. You may have to break some of the wall again here to be able to place the dark oak stair. Here's what the 4 columns should look like once they've all been built. Now in front of the stair, make 2 blocks using dark oak slabs that come up. Then add a slab on the top half of the block and create another block in front of this, followed by a slab and then the same block again so that it comes back down to look like this. Then repeat on the other side. So create 2 blocks that come up using slabs, followed by a slab on the top half of the block, and the 2 sides should have joined together. After this, head to the back and create a block using slabs, then add a slab on the top half of this to join to the main arch. Here's what it should look like. Now repeat on the other side, so create a block, then add a slab on the top half to join to the main arch. Here's what the arches should now look like. After you've done this, add a chain with a lantern hanging from it to the middle of the larger arch. Now for the enchanting area, place 3 bookshelves next to the dark oak column, followed by 4, then 3, then 2 sets of 2. In front of this on the right, add another 2 sets of 2 bookshelves, followed by 1. On the left, add 3, then 2, then 1. This gives a more unique look to the bookshelves around the enchantment table while still unlocking the level 30 enchantments. After you've done this, add the enchanting table to the middle and add a grindstone on top of the bookshelf next to this to finish it off. Now we'll make the brewing station. On the left hand wall, place 2 upside down dark oak stairs facing each other, add a cauldron and then place 2 more upside down dark oak stairs again. Above this, add a dark oak slab, 3 dark oak trapdoors and another slab with the middle trapdoor being slightly higher so that we can hang a lantern from it. On top of the other trapdoors, add some barrels for storage. Then add some brewing stands below. Fill the cauldron with water and then decorate using an item frame with a potion in and some flower pots with whatever you want in them. I've added one at the top and the bottom to add some extra colour. After this, go to the gap to the side between the 2 columns and add some soul sand. Plant some netherworts and add some dark oak trapdoors to create a planter. Then repeat this on the other side. Netherworts are very useful when brewing potions, so it's good to have them around. Now, to finish off the room, we're going to add the plants in the front two corners again, made using a composter and 2 leaf blocks, and that's all of the side rooms completed. The final room that we'll be building is the large farm room with the mine entrance in. This room is going to be at the end of the hallway in the last space that we have left. So head down to the end of the hallway and we're going to start by building the arch that will lead into the room. To do this, place a 6-block high column of stripped dark oak logs on the left hand side of the gap, set back 1 block from the oak logs next to them, just like we've done for the other arches. Then add this 6-block high column of stripped dark oak logs on the right hand side as well. The 2 columns should have a 5-block gap in between them. After this, fill in the space above the columns with 2 rows of stone bricks, just to fill in the gap. Then add a row of sideways facing stripped dark oak logs connecting the 2 columns together at the top. Once you've done that, we're then going to add an extra log in each corner with a spruce slab next to it, just like we did with the other arches. Now it's time to start digging the room out. Start this by digging down by a block between the 2 columns, just like we did with the other rooms, then remove the area in front to create some space. To dig out this room, we need to dig to each side and come across by 8 blocks past the stripped dark oak columns on both sides. After this, we need to dig out the rest of the room. To do this, come across by 15 blocks on both sides. Now we need to dig out the gaps in each wall section. I'll show clearly how to do this in the next pictures. On the front wall, we should have gaps of 6 blocks high and 7 blocks across. The oak logs take up one of these spaces as they'll already be filled in. On the side walls, we should have a gap of 6 blocks across and 6 blocks high, then a stone column, then another gap of 6 blocks. This is the same on both sides of the room. On the back wall, we should have a gap of 7 blocks across and 6 blocks high, then a stone column and a gap of 5 blocks across, another stone column, and finally a gap of 7 blocks across again. For the ceiling, make sure that you've removed the layer that's in line with the top section of the arch, so the 7th block up from the floor, leaving the stone that's at the top and 1 block out from each of the gaps that we made in the walls, so this stone lines up with the top of the arch. After this, remove the next layer of the ceiling, leaving a 1-block border on all sides. Then remove the next layer, leaving a 2-block border on all sides this time. Finally, remove the middle 3 blocks across the top. And here's what it should look like when you're done. So you have a 1-block border, then a 2-block border, and then you've removed the middle 3 blocks across the top. Now we're going to fill the walls in. Starting at the front, add an extra oak log at the bottom of the column and then fill in the next 5 rows with spruce planks. After this, add another column of oak logs. Add a column of stripped dark oak logs to the corner and then place columns of oak logs on the left and right hand sides of the gap with spruce planks in the middle. The spruce planks here should be 4 blocks across. Then add upside down spruce stairs to the top of the wall sections, below the stone on the ceiling. After this, add another stripped dark oak column in front of the stone, then add the oak logs on the left, 4 sets of spruce planks in the middle, and another set of oak logs on the right. Add the stripped dark oak column to the corner and upside down spruce stairs across the top. On the back wall, follow the same pattern, so add oak logs on the left and right with spruce planks in the middle, followed by upside down spruce stairs across the top. This time there'll be 5 sets of planks. Add stripped dark oak logs in front of the stone columns, but keep the middle section empty. This is where the mine entrance will go. Then fill in the section on the right just like we did on the left, so oak columns on either side, 5 sets of spruce planks in the middle, and spruce stairs across the top. Now the right hand wall is exactly the same as the left hand wall that's opposite, so stripped dark oak logs in front of the stone columns, oak logs in the gap on either side with 4 sets of spruce planks in between, followed by upside down spruce stairs across the top. The final wall section is at the front. This is oak logs on either side with 5 sets of spruce planks in the middle, followed by spruce stairs across the top to finish it all off. Now for the ceiling, add stone bricks in each corner with a lantern hanging from them, just like we've done in all of the other rooms. After this, we're going to add upside down alternating polished andesite and stone brick stairs on the first layer, going all the way around the room. This is the same style that we've done in the other rooms, the only difference in here is that the room is a lot bigger. On the next layer we're doing a row of alternating polished andesite and stone brick blocks, matching the stairs on the layer beneath. Do this all the way around the room. Directly in front of these blocks we're going to add upside down stairs, matching the block type to the blocks that you'll be placing them on. This is just like what we did in the other rooms as well. On the next layer we're going to repeat this, so do a layer of alternating blocks followed by a layer of stairs directly in front of them. Make sure to match the block type so that the stripes all line up. To finish the ceiling, add alternating rows of blocks to the 3-block gap that we have left to fill. This will make the stripes that we've made all join up and go all the way across the ceiling. Here's what it should look like when it's all filled in. To add some lighting, add some lanterns hanging from chains to the ceiling. I've done 2 chains on the left and right and 3 in the middle to make the middle one a bit longer. Now add the stone brick step at the front and we can start work on the floor. Make sure that you've replaced the stone at the bottom of the columns, and this is what the room should now be looking like. Head to the front of the room and remove 2 5-block wide layers from in front of the steps. Then remove the middle 3 blocks in front of this and continue across the room until you get to the back wall. When you get there, remove an extra block on each side on the last 2 layers so you have something that looks like this. Once you've done that, add spruce stairs facing outwards along the sides of this gap, just like we did in the bedroom and the enchanting room. Turn the spruce stair at each end so that it covers the stone like I've done. Then repeat this on the other side. This is to add some more detail to the floor again without it getting in the way. Once both sides are done, it should look like this. Fill in the gap in between the stairs with spruce planks to finish this part off. Now that's done, replace the ground in between each of the columns with sideways facing oak logs to create a border around the room. We did this in the other rooms too to add a bit more detail. After this, remove all of the ground that's left and replace it with oak planks. You can actually get away with just doing the outer border with oak planks here if you want to save resources, as we'll be placing a large farm on top which will cover the floor. If you just want to do the border, then you can leave the rest as stone and it won't be seen. Here's what it looks like when the entire floor's filled in. Now we're going to do the mine entrance, so head to the 5-block wide gap that we left at the back of the room and add a border of stone bricks around it that's 5 blocks high, comes across and back down to the other side. Fill in the gap above this with stone and add upside down spruce stairs in front, in line with the others that go around the room. Then add a stripped dark oak log on either side with 2 dark oak fences on top. On top of the fence, add a dark oak stair with an upside down stair in front of it, then place another stair on top of this as shown. Do the same on the other side, so add 2 fences, a stair on top of the fence with an upside down stair in front of it, and another stair on top of this. Add an upside down stair to the middle to join the 2 sides together. After this, start to remove some of the ground inside the entrance to make a staircase, just to mark out where the mine will begin. Make sure to keep it nice and light while you're doing this by adding some temporary torches. We'll add the actual lighting soon. When you've marked out a few stairs, turn around and place some stone brick stairs on top of them. The first stair should be at the same level as the spruce planks. Add extra blocks below the dark oak and the stone brick so it looks like the columns go all the way down. Then add upside down stone brick stairs to the ceiling to smooth it out. After this, I'm going to remove any blocks that aren't stone, so dirt, granite, diorite, etc., and replace them with stone to make it look neater. This is optional, of course. Now, for lighting, I'm going to add a dark oak fence with a torch on top to the wall to make it look like a torch holder. I'm going to do this on both sides to make sure that it's well lit. Here's what the mine entrance should now look like. To add a bit more light, add a spruce stair to the top of the dark oak columns on both sides and hang a lantern from them. Do the same to the columns at the front and sides of the room. If you want a bit more protection, you can add fence gates to the dark oak logs at the mine entrance to stop any mobs from walking up. After you've added the extra lanterns, remove any torches that have been left behind and we'll build the farms. To start, add dark oak stairs on the oak planks, 1 block away from the edge and going up to each corner bit. At the corner, turn in, then come across by another 2 blocks so you're at the edge of the oak planks. Then add a stair, a stripped dark oak log, another stair, another log, and continue to the edge again. After this, come all the way across the back wall, going along the oak planks, and repeat what we did on the other side. So turn in, add a stair, a log, another stair, then another log, and come up to the column. Turn in again and join up to the other part. Here's what it should look like. Now the outline's been built, we're going to fill it all in with dirt for the farm. The dark oak stairs make it look like a large planter. Now, at the side where we added the logs, build them both up by 2 so that they're 3 blocks tall. Add dark oak stairs facing outwards on top with another facing towards the wall in the middle to make the stairs look like this. Then repeat on the other side, so add 2 extra logs to make them both 3 blocks tall, then add dark oak stairs facing outwards on both sides with another in the middle facing towards the wall. They should look like this. Now, in front of the middle stair, add an upside down dark oak stair with a slab on top. Add 2 more slabs in front of it and add an extra slab on top of the last one. Add 2 more slabs in front of this and add an extra slab on top of the last one again. Then add 1 more slab to finish this side off. Now repeat on the other side, so add an upside down stair with a slab on top, 2 more slabs in front with an extra slab on the end one. Then do this again and you should have met up with the other side. Add a lantern hanging from the centre of this arch to give some light to the farm. After this, remove the middle dirt block in line with the middle column on the wall and the middle of the 2 columns on each side. Come 2 blocks away and remove another dirt block and do the same on the other side, so you've removed 3 of the dirt blocks. Then fill each of these holes in with water. This will water the whole farm. When you've added the water, add 4 sea pickles to each hole and a lily pad on top so you don't keep falling in. This will light up the water and mean that the light level around the farm is high enough for the crops to grow underground. Now till all of the ground using a hoe and plant your crops. If you've added all of the light sources and the water, then the crops will be able to grow here with no issues. We're now going to build the exact same farm area on the other side of the room. So add dark oak stairs along the front, 1 block away from the edge. Then turn in and add another 2 stairs, come all the way along the sides and the back and join up to the front again. I'll add the logs at the sides in the next clip. This should be exactly the same as the farm that we just built. On the sides, add the logs if you haven't already and make them 3 blocks high. Then add the stair facing outwards and the stair facing towards the wall in the middle. Then repeat on the other side. So add the 3 block high columns of stripped dark oak logs with a stair in between, then add the stairs to the top like we did with all of the others. It should look like this. Now fill in the space in between the stairs with dirt for the crops to grow on. For the arch, add an upside down stair in front of the middle one with a slab on top. Add 2 more slabs in front of this and add an extra slab on top of the end one. Do this twice. After this, add 1 more slab in front to finish off this side. Then repeat, so add an upside down stair with a slab on top, 2 more sets of 2 slabs with an extra slab on the end one, and it should have joined up with the other side. Add a lantern to the middle of the arch and then remove the 3 blocks of dirt across the middle for the water to go in. The first hole is in line with the middle column on the wall and the gap between the 2 side columns, then the other holes are 2 blocks away from this on each side. Fill them in with water and then add the 4 sea pickles inside with the lily pad on top to light up the farm and to also make sure that you don't fall in. Now that the water and lighting is added, you can plant your crops. These farms will work as a great food source for you and will mean that everything you need is in one place. Now that the farms are done, we can add some final decorations. Go to the side walls and make a 2 block wide shelf in the middle using upside down dark oak stairs with dark oak trapdoors on either side. Then add a flower pot on top with anything you want in there. Then repeat on the next wall section, so place 2 upside down stairs with trapdoors on either side and add a flower pot for decoration. We're now going to do this again on the opposite side of the room, so head over there and create 2 more shelves. Shelves are a great way to add more colour and detail to your builds if you're not sure what to fill empty space with. You can put flowers, ferns or even saplings in flower pots to decorate your shelves. Now we've done that, we're just going to add a couple of chests on either side of the mine entrance for some extra storage. Add them in front of the columns to fill the empty space here. Then add an item frame with a pickaxe in at the top of the mine entrance for decoration. And that's the farm room and the entire underground survival bunker completed. Thank you so much for watching. Here's what the bunker looks like when it's all been built in spectator view. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please leave a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this.